Every time you try to talk about your feelings, your partner gets defensive. You aren't yelling, you aren't blaming, but somehow you still end up in another fight. You feel unheard, misunderstood, and frustrated. In this video, I'll show you how to talk with your partner in a way that will help them stay open so you can finally feel heard, understood, and close to them again. The first thing you need to do if you have a partner who gets defensive is to watch your tone. This may sound like a small step, but it's so important. Even if what you're saying is valid, your partner might only be hearing your tone and the way you said it. I'm going to give you an example. Let's say you say to your partner, "You never listen to me." In response to this, they will probably get defensive. But if you say this instead, "Hey, I've been feeling a little bit unheard lately. Can we talk?" If you say it this way, it's easier for them to digest this and understand you. So the gentler you are with your tone, the less likely it is that they will take this personally, and less likely it is that you will activate their defensiveness. So make sure you're aware of your tone and that you don't sound like you're being critical with them or attacking their character. Despite all of this, if you still feel like you've run into these constant fights with each other, which you're unable to resolve, I've made a video that tells you the exact steps you need to take to tackle these fights and prevent them from happening in the video on your screen now. The second thing you need to do is to talk from your feelings, not from blame. When you lead with blame and criticism, your partner's guard goes up because no one likes to be criticized. But if you lead with how you feel, there's way more room for connection. Instead of saying, "You made me feel ignored," try this. "I felt really hurt the other night when I opened up to you and you kind of dismissed it." So with this sentence, you're starting with an I statement. It's not a you statement where you're pointing fingers at each other. You're not pointing a finger here. You're kind of letting them into your emotional world and you're being vulnerable. And what this will do is this will actually bring your partner closer. So use vulnerable feelings to express yourself and your needs, and use I statements like the one I mentioned earlier. These are a few examples. "I feel sad that you did XYZ. I felt really hurt when you did this behavior. I felt dismissed." You start with yourself. You start saying "I," and then you name an emotion you felt in response to their behavior. And then you jump into "I need XYZ from you. I missed you last night. I need to feel closer to you. I need you to spend more time with me." Not saying "You don't spend enough time with me. Why are you so busy with work?" This does not land well with a partner who's prone to defensiveness. Now, if this is something you've been dealing with, where you try to talk and your partner shuts down or flips it back on you, drop a "me too" in the comments. I want to hear from you. And I want to tell you, you're not alone. This is one of the most common issues I see that couples go through in my private practice. If every conversation turns into a fight, you really need to know what's going on in your relationship before the damage is done. And that's why you need my free relationship test that will tell you exactly what's currently missing in your relationship that's causing these fights and how to get around that. You can grab this test right now for free at parisacounseling.com/relationship test/forward. This test is fast, it's clear, and shows you exactly what's going on in your connection, where you're strong, where things feel off, and what's behind these repeated arguments and shutdowns. You can also grab this test for free in the link in the description below. If you went to a couples therapist today, this is one of the first things that they walk you through. So don't wait, don't guess, take the test. It's free, and it might be the clarity you've been needing for months. Step 4 is notice when your partner is getting defensive. You can't stop defensiveness if you don't notice it's happening. So pay attention. Does your partner raise their voice, shut down, start explaining their side before even hearing yours, or maybe even flip the blame on you? For example, you say, "I felt hurt," and they go, "Well, maybe if you weren't so sensitive." That is defensiveness. In that moment, please don't argue. Don't attack back, don't criticize back, or don't get frustrated. Just pause and say, "I think we're starting to miss each other. Can I try again? I don't feel hurt." So you need to get better at signs that tell you your partner is starting to get defensive, and pause and make sure you're not contributing to a cycle of escalation. So if they're being dismissive and they make you feel dismissed or small or insignificant or invalidated, you don't want to go to a place of anger, because if you start expressing anger, that will escalate the cycle between the two of you. You need to pause and give them space and help them identify that they're actually in a defensive state in that moment. So when you think about your relationship and your partner, what are some of the signs you see in your relationship that tell you either you or your partner is getting defensive? Share that in the comments below the video. Step 5, let your partner know what you're actually not saying. This one's really interesting. People get defensive when they think you're attacking who they are, even when you're not. So take a second in the middle of a conversation, if you notice a defensiveness, to make your intentions clear to your partner. For example, tell them, I'm not saying you're a bad partner. I'm just saying I felt dismissed last night. And I want us to be able to talk about stuff like that. This helps your partner to stop hearing your comments as a character attack and start hearing what you're actually saying. You're making it clear, I'm not attacking your character. I'm not questioning your integrity and your values. I'm not questioning you as a partner. I love what you do for me all the time. I appreciate you, but I want us to feel close. I need you to hear me. You just point out actions and behaviors, maybe one action and one behavior that's made you feel a certain way. But you always, again, start with your feeling, then the behavior. Step 6, know when to pause and come back to the conversation. If things are getting heated, take a timeout. Come back to the conversation later when things are calm. And when you do, be honest about what happened. For example, earlier I tried to bring something up and I think you got defensive. I shut down. I don't want that to be our pattern. Can we try again? Then tell them what you really needed in that moment. What I needed was just to feel heard and supported. Let me know in the comments below. Have you ever tried taking a break in the midst of a tough conversation? Did it help or did it actually make things worse? I'd love to hear from you what worked for you or not worked for you. Even if you know all the right strategies for talking with your defensive partner, it's still very hard to break this cycle because defensiveness is often driven by deeper hardwired habits. It's not something you can just snap out of. You have to look at how you respond to feedback, how you've learned to protect yourself, and the patterns you bring into your relationship. That's why I'm going to walk you through the 5 emotional habits that keep you stuck in defensiveness and how you can actually start to change them in the video on your screen now.